What's up, everybody? Hey, how are you doing? How are my beautiful patients out there? This is your girl, Tezra, your mental chiropractor, where I am here to help you realign your mind. What do I mean by that? I'm here to help you regain agency over your mind. I'm here to plop you back down into the driver's seat of your life. I am here to help you realign your mind to your true nature. Because a lot of you don't realize that you're not even thinking with your mind. You're thinking with the mind that mainstream media, corporate media, legacy media has given you. You are operating out of their mind control. And so this video today, I don't want to say it's dedicated to Charlie Kirk, because I didn't know, I was not aware of Charlie Kirk until a couple days ago. But it's definitely inspired by Charlie Kirk, and it is about Charlie Kirk as he continues his beautiful journey in formlessness. But I just want to stop and just share quickly. I don't think that this is going to be a long video, but that was a good dude. Charlie Kirk was a good dude. He was brave. He did not tiptoe around truths. Did I agree with him on everything? No, I didn't. Because he has, fundamental Christian views and values, which I don't subscribe to anymore. I used to. But since I abdicated the church, I don't anymore. Not everything, but most things, the dogma and all that. Yeah. I don't subscribe to that anymore. And, things like, seriously, like, why? But, that's my song, though. But like his stance on abortion, I don't agree with him on that either. And I don't have no shame. But the other things that he said, I think was spot on. And here's the thing. See, this is why we have to deviate and veer from this whole black-white thing. First of all, because we're not fucking crayons, and Crayola is not our manufacturer. And I mean, if you do subscribe to the whole color thing, black-white, well, then maybe Crayola is your manufacturer, because that's the only person who makes those colors and in that form in crayons. So, but here's the thing, this is why we need to deviate from that, is because you know how a few years ago there was this whole thing about white fragility. Okay, well, there's black fragility as well. See, and the antidote to this is for you to thicken your skin, for you to regain agency over your mind. Because if you cannot hear the truth about something, and I'm talking to black people, and the reason why I say black people, I'm talking to those who subscribe to the label and to the box of being black. If you cannot take someone, because he wasn't a racist, and see, y'all want to so easily slap this label on people just because they don't agree with the ideology that you share, or they're not going to participate in your victimhood narrative story. Then you want to automatically label them racist. Charlie Kirk, from all the footage that I have been watching over the last few days, has not given racist at all. Has he given like an opposite view or the truth of the matter? Yes. Has he said unpopular, thoughts that are very unpopular? Yes. But here's the thing, black community, nobody can say nothing to you without you getting all up in arms and your panties in a bunch. Because like he said, let's talk about what are some of the views he had regarding the black community. DEI, for instance, which DEI is stupid. You don't realize that DEI is actually a racist thing. But long as it's a handout to somebody, in the way of, or in the spirit of giving access. Listen, in 2025, if you do not have access, it is on you at this point. In 2025, if you do not have access to the industry, to the inroad that you want, babes, is on you. So when he talks about, and I know Marianne Laurent, she had talked about this, and she had a beautiful video and saying how horrible it was, and she wishes this on no one, even being a part of the Black consciousness community. But I'm going to get to that too, because there is no such thing. And she said that, well, the only thing that she had really an issue with was that he said that if there was if he was about to take a flight and he saw a black pilot or in the cockpit, that he would think twice. I don't blame him, because see, DEI is a racist thing. DEI is not based off of skill. You don't know. I actually heard a story of where a plant almost blew up. If this person was about to make a decision to fix a certain problem in the plant, and if he had executed that decision, if he had followed through on that decision, that plant would have blew the fuck up, because he was not qualified. He was only in that position for the company to meet their quota of black talent. DEI is dangerous, y'all. DEI is dangerous. It hinders people, because it doesn't really force you or encourage you to level up in your skill set or gain more knowledge in whatever field that you're in. Why would anybody get a job just because of the skin tone? That's another topic as well. But just because he said that was not a racist thing. Listen, I understand. And if you really stop to think about it, you will understand too. You will want the pilot that is most qualified, that is most skillful to get you from point A to point B without any sort of mishaps or mistakes. Or if something does go awry, that person is skilled enough and equipped enough to know what to do to safely bring that plane down. And this is not about, a black skin or a white skin. It's not about that. It's about competency. But we are so quick to be offended. And if you are looking to be offended, you will be offended at every corner that you turn. So let's stop. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but it's inaccurate. If you want to call somebody a racist because they say that if I look into that cockpit and I see somebody, a black person in there, then I'm going to think twice. And I understand what he's saying. If you really stop to think about it, you will understand what he's saying too. Because he also gave a great analogy that if DEI was on the reverse, and let's take the NBA, because he did give an example of the NBA, and he said that, well, if you have to have a certain quota of white people in the NBA, would the NBA be what it is? Not really, because white people, although some of them do, but very few, but most of the time the athleticism is just not there. The competitive nature and the physical ability and the agility is just not there. Not saying that a person can't get there, but it just isn't there. And this is not saying that black people don't have the level of intelligence to qualify for pilotship, but it does say that so how do we know that they were hired based upon that as opposed to hired based upon meeting a quota? See, those are two different things. Okay, those are two different things. So in sports, it's all about competitiveness, right? It's all about sheer competitiveness, and in the workforce too. And we cannot talk about, what happened way back when, even 2 or 3 years ago. We're not there anymore. We are in 2025, babes. We are in 2025. And this is where I am here. This is where I come into play. When you realize and tap into your inner power, when you align with your true nature, then you become unfuckwithable. Because now what you have done is you have shifted frequencies. You have shifted frequencies to match that which you want wants you. But you have to be on that frequency. You cannot be on the frequency of, I am a victim, I belong to the race that is always at a age, because the universe will not make you a liar, and the universe doesn't know the word no. So if you are on that frequency of woe is me, I'm black, so that means this, that I can't get ahead in life, that all cards are stacked against me, and that's exactly what your life experience is going to be. And then that's when you say, see, this is why we need DEI. No, it's not. This is why we need you to shift your energetic frequency. Do you hear me? You can come a little closer. For those in the back, y'all need to come up on closer to the front and take a seat. This is all a game of energy, folks. And I'm going to start covering videos where it talks about this. And let me tell you who knows that better than anyone, the colonials. They've been knowing it for a very long time. It has never been about the skin color. And I'm probably the only person who has ever said that. It is not about the skin tone. It is about the mindset that's operating the vehicle with the darker hue. Let me give you a good example. When you drive a car and somebody says, hey, who are you? You don't say, oh, I'm my 2026 Defender, because that's the next vehicle I'm getting, y'all. It's a 2026 Defender. You don't say that. You say, oh, I'm Tezra. Because you understand that you are only operating your car. When you get in it, you drive your car. It gets you from point A to point B. It follows your direction. It follows your guidance. You put in the navigation where you want your car to go, and you navigate your car there, right to the destination that you want to go. Hold on, y'all. Same thing with the body. You are not the body. You are what is operating the body. And I know I'm going to let that simmer for you. I'm going to let that simmer. You are not your body. You are the force that is operating the body. When you exit your body, you continue on. Just like when you park your car, you continue on to go into whatever store you're going into, or whoever house you're going to into, your place of work, or even in your house, wherever it is that you're going, you exit your car and you continue on. Same thing with the body, with the esoteric spiritual vantage point. When you drop your body, you continue. You are not your body. So this is why I say that the skin tone has never, ever had anything to do with it. It is a mindset that was brainwashed to make you believe that the skin tone has something to do with it, but it doesn't. Because if it did, then there's nothing that could defy it, right? Nobody, no person on this planet can defy gravity. But many people have defied the skin tone, have they not? Because it is not a defined truth. The skin tone is a man-made truth. It is a relative reality. If you subscribe to it, if you operate on that energetic frequency, then yes, your life experience is going to reflect that of the narrative of skin tone makes a difference. But I know for a fact that it does not. And I don't need anyone to, even though I would love it, but I don't need anyone to come over here and endorse what I'm saying, because I know it. I know it to be true. That is probably the most non-tenable argument that there is. You cannot defend the fact that skin tone has nothing to do with anything unless you allow it to, unless you give permission to. Oh, I'm sorry. It's annoying. Okay, unless you allow it to, unless you give it permission to. But when you take back your power, you will understand that nothing can stop you unless you allow it, unless you give it the power to stop you. So with Charlie Kirk and everybody calling, we're going to talk about for the despicable souls that are praising his demise, the Amanda Seals out there, all the other, I'm not going to call them leftists, but all the other people out there that associates or is affiliated with whatever group or side that they affiliate with. But all of the despicable souls out there, what you do not understand is that you are aligning yourself with a group that you say that you despise. Let's take it all the way back to the slave masters. You are aligning your mindset to that of the slave master. Because if you can tolerate that, if you can be apathetic with what happened to him, then you are no better than they. Are you not? You are no better than they. So what I'm saying is, people, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if we want to see this country in a better place, then it's going to take a few things. And it's all going to require the work for you to do and not for anyone else to do. It's going to require you to thicken your skin. A lot of people think they're all big, bad, and whatever, and know how to read and do whatever. And, but at the same time, let one person say something against you. You be like, oh my God, no, you can't say that. And fall over. Fall over with offense. Babes, that's a low quality of life to live. What I'm saying to you is that allow others to differ from you. Have an open mind to actually listen and not to be so quick to damn someone else. So quick to just label someone else just because they are not coddling you and your circumstances. There is nothing wrong that I heard Charlie Kirk say. Yeah, it was an unpopular thought, but I did not disagree with it. See, we don't want to take accountability for anything. We don't want to take accountability for anything. But if we don't take responsibility, then we're always going to be at the behest and at the mercy of other people. But when we take responsibility for something, and I will say that will never ever happen to me again, I will not allow that to happen to me again, that I will position myself differently and I will vibrate differently. So what I am saying is that allow people to challenge your thoughts and beliefs. Allow it. Because it might just make you a stronger, better, more powerful individual. I was watching a little kid today. His father was pushing him along in the stroller. Little kid is about 2.5. And the little kid is screaming at the top of his lungs, "Let me out! Let me out!" And his father is just casually pushing the stroller along. The kid, "Let me out! Just trying to get out the stroller, while the father continues to meander down the sidewalk. And I said to myself, if only that little kid knew that he could just push that button on the seat restraint and pop right up out of that stroller, he would be free. And then I had a download. I was like, wow, this is exactly what media is doing to us by controlling the narrative. We are all like, we're in the media stroller, and we're all like, let us out! Get us out of here! We don't like this! I want out! I want to be free! All the while, The media and those that control the media is just pushing us down the sidewalk. They don't care the temper tantrum that we are throwing because we are still strapped into that seat. But if we only knew that all we got to do is push this button, unrelease the restraint, and pop out of the stroller. We can walk on our own. We can go where we want to go instead of going where somebody is directing us to go. We can go where we want to go. So I don't know. I don't get to this point in my videos very often because I'm about to close this up. I don't get to this point very often, but my whole point to this is to show y'all that we are one and there's no getting around it. We are one. We all came from the same source. And it doesn't even matter what you call that source. It does not matter because the source is actually that which cannot be named. And let me tell you something. Why do you think that they funnel division so much? They dress it up in all kind of ways. But why do you think that they put these polarizing images and these polarizing thoughts and these polarizing events and just flood you with it all the time? They don't give you a fucking break. Why do you think that is? Because they don't want us to ever come together, because they know when that happens, the game is over, the jig is up. I mean, it's coming up anyway because it's the age of the Aquarius, and that is what is required for all truths to come forth. This is the era of creativity and communication. But they're going to fight like tooth and nail. But at the end of the day, the whole purpose is for me to bring us together. And I'm like, you know what? I should follow in Charlie Kirk's shoes, because I actually do want to get a hold to high school and college students, not to debate them, but to bring forth the reality of unity. And what is stopping us? What ideals, what ideologies is stopping that from happening? It don't care. I don't care if you are on one side of the spectrum or the other. I don't subscribe to any of them because I believe some of my ideas and thoughts align with conservatism, and then some of my ideas and thoughts align with liberalism, however y'all call it. I don't even care. Because I don't subscribe to any box. I don't subscribe to any labels. I obliterated the fucking box a long time ago. But at the end of the day, I do know that we are one. I don't care. I don't have to like you. I can despise you. I can think of somebody right now that I completely despise. And I can't wait till she goes back to Atlanta. But we are still one. So that's all I'm going to say for today. I think that I may have cracked a few bones, but hopefully it's going towards alignment. And for you all who resonate with this type of content, don't forget to make your next appointment by subscribing and hit that notification and like the video. And listen, I know that I don't get a lot of, well, maybe because I'm also a baby YouTuber, but there's not a lot of people out there that will like the video. It's okay. I'm still going to go forward with my message because it's the absolute truth. And there is no getting around it. There is no getting around it. There is no such thing as race as we pertain to it in this country. Speaking the United States of America, there is no such thing. We have all been hoodwinked and bamboozled, and I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to continue to say that we have all been hoodwinked and bamboozled because there is no such thing as race. If there is, prove it to me. Show me medical evidence. Show me scientific evidence, or show me spiritual evidence, and whatever spiritual text that you can drum up, show me. It is a man-made construct. It is not a real thing. It is a fake theory. that has done a lot of damage. I mean, I gotta give it to them. They did the damn thing. They did the damn thing. All of this based off of a fantasy, because it's not real. It's as real as Santa Claus. So I'm going to drop it here. Drop me a line. Give me a like. Because when we begin to embrace the absolute truth and realign to our true nature, then the turnaround, that's the biggest threat. That is the biggest threat to the establishment, is the turnaround, folks. So I just want to wish Charlie Kirk a continued beautiful journey in your formlessness, because we are eternal beings. We were never born, nor do we die. We just continue on in a different form. So remember, we are tuned in, tapped in, but never trapped in. Don't be trapped into the illusion, folks. Go ahead and make your next appointment by clicking that subscribe button or liking this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Oneness, everybody. Ciao.